do a psychoanalysis, How much do you hate Lord Jesus Christ, the spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John? How much do you despise him, Or are you just apathetic about him because you become so numb because of all the people that hate him, denying us what he gave us, that you don't care about anybody or anything but yourself. But that's okay, because the people that hate him are the same way, Remember Andrew Lloyd Webber's and Tim Rice's interpretation of Jesus, None of you care if I come or I go. How can you say that? How can you say that? Because of the way you guys are. What about me? Like with that lady with John, the spirit of Jesus in the Bible. And Peter goes, what about him? What's going to happen to him? I'm going to get crucified. What's going to happen to him? Well, he's the line of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. He's going to be eternally tortured for being perfect and turned into a cartoon character and hidden by all the people that hate him. And I don't care. I just think of myself by all the people that are apathetic about him. The opposite of love isn't hate. It's apathy, right? It's selfishness. Right? And so selfish, I've been the victim of a selfish kind of love. You can't have selfish love. Look at Jesus, okay? He loves you. Wherefore you love him back. And so you can't be selfish and be a victim of selfish love, okay? The lover is a victim of you and your selfishness, right? Eternally, right? Like the whole thing with their invention of the eternal hellfire, it's like, you don't think that might be a supernova if you fuck everything up? Okay. And then the dark abyss in space, okay, this black hole and just space, the final frontier. There's nothing here. Here comes a spaceship going through a bunch of maniacs that have learned how to buy mind-blowing technology, but couldn't love one another, eternal, faithful peace that they tried, right? And so when you get these people, they had this psychologist in El Paso. Did you know it's healthy to go beat the shit out of something to bring down your blood pressure if you're not living the Lord's Prayer, man? Yeah. So go get boxing training and beat the shit out of something, and the stress will relieve. Oh, like Officer Jeff Chinister said, he goes, when I had a bad day on the job, getting called chorizo and and stuff, and then ended up marrying a beautiful Mexican woman. That's so funny. But he said, I used to just go down to the batting cage at golf and stuff and just beat the hell out of the ball till I couldn't move my arms anymore. And it got all my frustration and my anger out of, that fucker just raped his daughter and he's laughing at me because he's going to get away with it and I can't kill him. That kind of stuff. That happens when you're a cop in Phoenix. And Jeff, he was from Iowa. Very handsome man. Reminded me a lot of my dad. He looked like he could be my dad's brother or something. Very handsome fellow. Chiseled jaw, bluish eyes, and nice voice, deep voice. No Jeff Chinister. And I came from Iowa and they threw me right down into South Phoenix. And I couldn't stand Mexicans. Everywhere we went, chorizo, fucking pig, chorizo, fucking pig, fucking pig. When someone was hurt or in trouble, they'd call for you and you always were too late or it was always done wrong. And then even when you did your job, they didn't even thank you. And everywhere they hated you. And he goes, I couldn't stand Mexicans. I hated them. Right. Then we had a company picnic thing and we were playing a softball game and this girl, started staring him down and figuring him out, checking him out. He's a nice guy, but why does he hate me? So she was determined to find out why this hot guy from Iowa with the chiseled jaw and the dimension and the blue eyes, what do you got against me? I'm gorgeous, right? So she was determined. We must conquer with the salsa dancing. Yeah, and Jeff, he probably, because we're still living in hell, so he ended up with, tonight I'm aching, my body is shaking, tonight Carmen's coming back home. Tonight there'll be no room for tears in my bedroom. Tonight Carmen's coming back home, right? And tonight as I stand here, I notice my hand here, the trembling as never before. Right? He bought pretty flowers to brighten the hours. He puts brand new seats on the bed. I'm nervous, I'm trembling, recalling, remembering the way that she tosses her head. I've given much thought to the fact that I ought to have more control over my life. How can I fight it? How can I deny it? There's no way to hide it. How come they do the Paso trilogy and this song is way the fuck better? The love that I have for my wife. And it's got the mariachi horns. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Tonight, Carmen, one of the best albums ever. You crazy El Pasoites. We're going to make lots of money and then we're going to party. We're going to forget all about all the little girls got raped to death and got killed during the COVID because they're not there anymore. Out of sight, out of mind, huh? Hey, go beat up a punching bag. Get a bunch of balls at the batting cage and just beat the hell out of those balls. While you're at it, hit yourself in the balls with that bat too. Goddamn bananas. One banana, two, but na 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 na. It's a banana splits, yeah. Are you gonna make the little girl who likes the tailgaters upset with herself? She doesn't know who I am. She's being mentally raped by the bad scientists at Fort Bliss to keep their jobs and at White Sands to keep threatening everybody because they just don't feel good if they don't have big nuclear penises pointed at everybody. If I can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her. Right? And then they're saying all this stuff. Well, the Chinese and the Iranians got the Americans right where they want them. They have all their assets right in their petroleum for their prophylactics, man, and their phones to have porno to masturbate with, so they don't have to worry about getting a disease from the prophylactics. They just have to get a cleaning kit for their sex robot, so they don't give them a disease from being their prophylactic. Right? That sounds perfectly horrid, doesn't it? Though. Yeah. What a horrible place I live in. It's not, there's no, chapel bells, a message of love you tell. Chapel bells ring sweetly tonight. All is well. Echo the chapel bells, 'neath the spell of the moon's golden light. In my arms I hold you so close to me, and love flows so tenderly from your heart to mine. And as we whisper softly our words of love are echoing high above, while chapel bells chime. See why my mom fell in love with New Mexico? See why early bird, I'm a New Mexican. Yeah. Old Marty Robbins, he loved Mexico and loved New Mexico. He was born in Ajo, I think, they said, where all the Mexicans are at, where they said David Spade was from. Oh, that's how he survived humor. A skinny white boy with a good sense of humor in Ajo. Makes sense. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Make us laugh, white boy. Come on, white boy, make us laugh, motherfucker. If you can't, you're going to have to call the fucking lowrider oldies, you little pecker. Come on, pendejo. Make us laugh. Get funny shit. Make me laugh, motherfucker. I'm going to have to kick your ass. Come on, do it, bitch. Okay. David Spade. And then he saved all his sarcasm after he left. This is what I wanted to say, those mean little fucking bully Mexicans in Ajo. I said it. Okay. I said it, and there I'll say it again. Oh, yeah. I was always that way. I was always that type. I didn't take no shit. Funny thing is that Mayfield, the bangers, man, they respected me. It was the black guys that didn't want me having sex with the girls that wanted to have sex with me. They were the ones that got in my shit all the time. I was like, motherfuckers. And most of them did it act like a bitch behind my back. Right? You having sex with that little white boy? And they knew I could. Man, dude, I'm better at football than you. I'm better at basketball than you. And then they get all mad. I remember Derek Pettis used to always give me shit. Oh, I'm better. I was like, man, come on, let's go play. So I used to get sick of him after a while. Come on, Derek, let's go play one-on-one. Because I'm a scrub and it's beneath him. So, I used to get so pissed at that motherfucker. I was like, God, you just talk shit. He's keeping you because you're his token. Shit. It's the only reason why Coughlin keeps you on the team. And he ain't jealous of you because you a black guy. He can keep on the team and say, okay, he's okay with being 8th on the, 8th, 9th on the. At least he's on the team and got his Letterman jacket, right? I was like, shit. No, I wouldn't, no. I thought I did everything right with Kaufman. I thought I totally swallowed all my pride and just took it, and I was nice to the little shit he tried to get to beat me up who couldn't, and it was hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. I didn't realize it. I wasn't, what's the guy's name? Dick Cheney and shit, yeah. He didn't watch it. Look at that. He tried to hit the kid right in the jugular with, right in the Adam's apple with his elbow, and he can't land a glove. He can't lay a glove on him. He can't establish position. He leans in on Earl. Earl just steps back. He loses his balance. He can't do anything. And then every time a rebound goes up, Earl just gets in the right position and snatches it from him. And Earl's about 5'11", maybe 6 feet, 160 pounds. This kid's like 6'3" or 4" and about 235, 240, and he couldn't do anything. He had to ask for permission to score or get a rebound. And I would do it because I felt sorry for him. Like when I watch TV and I'm on an Old Navy commercial and I feel bad when I make jokes about that or say, God, that's so stupid, because I feel sorry for the little girl on the commercial. I don't want to make her feel bad. It's like, no, what makes her feel bad is we're the Antichrist. We're not living the Lord's Prayer. You don't exist. You got ran over in the parking lot of a Best Buy and nobody even knows you exist. That's what makes her feel bad. That's why she feels good being on an Old Navy commercial. That's why she enjoys watching a bunch of narcissistic idiots play banana ball instead of stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Okay? So how much do you despise the truth and the love of the eternal spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, all the way to Earl? Okay? Because we know. David Rockefeller set up the most extensive surveillance network in the history of the world to gather all the evidence to test what's going on here. Psychotic break. Okay, you don't get a little Lord's Prayer. Little Mexican psychologist in El Paso says, go beat the shit out of something, an inanimate object, for about 2 hours and you'll feel better. You will. Yeah, Jeff told me that too. He's a good guy. Yeah. He was doing the best he could to survive hell, just like Guru and all the rest of us and the Festivus for the rest of us, because they didn't give us Judah Krishnamurti Judah Krishnamurti or DT Suzuki or Haile Selassie on social media on a daily basis, completely ignored. 1, 2 view, 2, 3, 4, 5. I say Nick Shirley, it's like, what? Ryan Shaw, what? What? You know, and I'm like, is this how y'all want to remember post-apocalypse? You know, we post-apocalypse since January 22nd, 2013, or else they did everything required of what was required in the books because I demanded it so. I commanded it so. Well, I'm the perfect commander. I'm the one like Job and Jonah and Jesus. And so when I do what's necessary for us to submit to faith in the glory of God and apply the Lord's Prayer, and no one should be able to stop me, or stop me, right? But then what happened? All the president's men and all the president's women and all the propaganda moneymaker, sex for love fakers got up and nope. Sometimes what they did was them. Okay? Let's talk about loneliness. You know, sometimes you can believe you're on top of the world and no one can top you or stop you. And everything you ever wanted is right at your fingertips. But as always, reality steps in and shocks you right back into the present. And all you can do is ask yourself over, why? Larry Blackmon lyrics. What happened to the love that brought us both so much joy and happiness? Hey, I know things change. People change. But this hurts. I mean, really hurts. I guess it all boils down to the fact that we really didn't know each other anyway, huh? Hey, well, I know. Well, just wait a minute. Let me tell you exactly how I feel. All right? Today I'm just a lonely man, but tomorrow I'll be a king. Blessing all my subjects, cast afar insecurities. The whole wide world will watch me as I walk up to my throne. This is my best Tommy Jenkins I could do. Kiss my ass, don't judge me. Knights in shining armor, come stand around to heed my call. And I'm not really good at Wayne Cooper at all, so you're going to have to forgive me for this one. But wait a minute, I'm still lonely. And now I'm going to give homage to, no, I guess anyone can dream. But when you lose someone, it seems so unimportant. Although every person change, different times and different ways, but never all the same. That hurts. It really hurts. Why have I lost you? God, Jimmy Beaumont, I love you. I'm sorry, brother, you had to pay everybody's bills. That shit hurts, man. No Russell Tompkins Jr. or William Puhart am I. That hurts. I cannot do that. Obviously, it sounded like shit. Why do you think Don ran downstairs when we were trying to sing Bobby DeBarge and say, who's skinning cats, man? Who's skinning cats? We were trying to sing along with dee-da-la-da, dee-da-la-la-da. The thing is, don't sing out your range. There's more than one person singing I Call Your Name from Switch, and they all don't have that, I'm sorry, you, baby, you, ooh, I call your name. Not everybody sounds like that in it. There's other guys, and at the beginning, what was it? Is this really your phone number? But I'm a man now, baby, a grown man, and I came a long way. And the experience taught me one thing. It taught me to hold on to my love. Everybody likes that song, right? No taste, no account for no taste ass motherfuckers. Probably said, don't even know who the fuck Switch is. Who Bobby the Barge? El DeBarge, who El DeBarge? Dance with me, come on, dance with me. And I wonder who's holding Donna now. And I'm wondering whose heart she's tossing around. There wasn't nothing I wouldn't do to be holding Donna now. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Right? No? Damn. Seasons change. That's Expo Day. But yeah, okay. I'm an old person. I was born in 1966, pick up 6, Las Cruces, Mexico, at the corner of Main, Alameda, and El Paseo. Just like it discusses in that book of Revelation. Born in the valley of the shadow of death, where they threaten to blow everybody up with fire. Fire, I bid you to burn. If they can't keep us stuck in idolatry and deny the whole world the Lord's Prayer and the truth of it and the proof of it, I happen to be the proof of it. Thank you very much. Whoo, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. But it's weird, I was telling Dad about it too. I said, in the past, I feel nothing but loathing and hate for myself and for my Lord Jesus because I am the eternal spirit of him, but I didn't say that to my pops. I just said about Jesus. I said, but presently, I don't feel anything. I just work. Lord's Prayer, Lord's Prayer, Lord's Prayer, Lord's Prayer, Lord's Prayer, worldwide, submit to faith, faithful love, that's all I feel. Okay, in the future, love, love, love. Why'd you take so long to come to me? And today, for you I was a flame. Love is a losing game. 5-story fire as it came. Love is a losing game. One I wish I'd never played. Oh, what a mess we made. And now the final frame. Love is a losing game. Right? I just love that song. Played out by the band. Love is a losing hand. More than I could stand. Especially when you got kids and the state comes in and fucks up your kids and gives them the ass kissers for money and takes them away from the gracious good shepherd. I miss Patrick. I miss Kringle Bells, and I was thinking about him a lot today. I hate you, Dad. You're not my friend. I know you're not my friend because my friends wouldn't treat me this way. You go to the bedroom. I can't throw a temper tantrum. I can't have a fit. I can't have one moment of just be selfish like my mother. Son, you have to love your mother for who she is and not for what you want her to be. You have to forgive her for what she's done wrong, and you have to learn from her mistakes so you don't make her the same mistakes. Okay? Love is unconditional. Like and trust, that's an entirely different matter. I love your mom always. Do I like and trust her? Not half as far as jealous darling trust Johnny Rodriguez and don't like her any more than I like the people at White Sands or Fort Bliss. They'd give my family jobs and they pray to Jesus, hey, war God, kill them all, sort them out in your imagination. Just like my imagination. Wow. Yes, you should just go ask a daisy what the fuck to do. Have you ever felt a gentle touch? And then a kiss, and then find it's only your imagination again. Nowhere. Come on, honey, let's go make some noise. If I had done those spoof songs, I'd have been dating Susanna House. I'd know it. I was cute, man. I was the best. I was, hell yeah. Oh, now I don't know if that would have happened, because by then Janet was annulled with James, and Renee would show up, but then she'd meet me and go, okay, but it hurt me, so no, I can't. No, his dancing feet are always on your couch. Well, find some other. I don't know. Don't ask me. But you're the best basketball player in the whole country, maybe the whole world. Yeah, that means people offer me a lot of money, so I make a lot more money than Renee. Don't you think that would hurt Renee? Maybe we ought to sit down with Renee and have a talk. Well, you can have a talk with him, but you tell me, and then I'll tell you, and then you go back home and love him, and then I'll probably get assassinated for trying to teach everybody to live the ways of Psalms and Proverbs before I ever make it to the 21st century. So, the road is long, with many a winding turn that leads us to who knows where. Right? But the Lord, it doesn't encumber me at all. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. I am physically, mentally, and emotionally so abused and just barely surviving that abuse with everything I can hold on to. But I keep connecting to the technology instead of focusing on my physical self and meditating and doing all the little, wellness week, focus on wellness, mental health shit they all advise me to do. Do your chai tea, do all this, what I advise other people to do. Okay, Corey's not the Ark of the Covenant that needs to be the focal point to be in touch with technology, to help technology reflect a man that will just stay in there as long as he can so everybody can live the Lord's Prayer and they can't mass murder people that they're abusing with it, that are ignorant to what's happening because they don't have access to the Messiah. And then the people that do have access to the Messiah, it's so uncomfortable to feel his torture and not want it to exist. They invent a comic book character to replace him because he's just torturing himself because he's got ego problems and you think you're God and you're going to go live with God and this guy with Norman Greenbaum. I get it. I understand how brain injuries work. Okay. I know how, both my wives were bipolar, one homosexual, one bisexual. Sometimes, no, she was never bisexual. She just used me to have sex with to get back at her girlfriends when they screwed around on her. Until I said no more. Because Patrick hated it. It hurt it too much. She left and did it to us again. He came in and laid down on the bed, and we both laid down to take a nap. We were exhausted and sleepy because she comes in and takes all your energy and leaves. And he said, wait. And I said, what? He got up and locked the front door. Said, there, that's better. Then we both fell asleep. Went bad. And then she was mad because she said, he turned Patrick against me. It's like, no, you did it your own damn self. He knew it too. He was smart enough because he had to live with Shar and putting him to bed at 6 and having the sex. And every time they went to the movies, telling him what a little baby kid he was and how his dad babied him and spoiled him. And instead of going to a kid-appropriate movie, went to Jurassic Park. And so I'm sitting there and that You and Me Against the World. It wasn't when you remember when the circus claimed a town and you were fighting by the count. Remember that mean sexual abusive boss of your mother, that lesbian that would fire her if her mom if she didn't let her sexually abuse your mom. Made you go to Jurassic Park and you were frightened by the Velociraptor. Wasn't it nice to be around someone that you knew, someone that was big and strong and looking after you and the rest of the whole apartment building, because he ran out all the Crips that beat their baby mamas and all the Crips that ripped off single moms when they weren't at home working their 2 jobs? Okay. You were afraid, Dad? Yeah, I was scared when I was little. I had a Donald Duck nightlight to keep me safe from the vampire face of Jack Palance being in my window. And Jesus explained to me, you do know he would get your sisters and not you, right? And then your sisters would vamp you. Oh, that would be horrible. Okay, Jesus, you make sure Jack Palance does not come in here. Okay? Jesus, okay. When I asked Mom and Dad, it's scary, I can't see anything. So Mom got me a Donald Duck nightlight. Yeah. It was in the bathroom by the sink where some apartments have the sink outside and then the tub and the toilet inside a closing door thing. He'd just leave the door open because the Donald Duck nightlight would shine into the bathroom. And so it was on, and so he could turn the corner. And I would always tell him, Pat, the scariest thing in those closets are your stupid karate ninja fighters that you leave the batteries in, throw in the toy box, and in the middle of the night they go, ah! Because when you kick them in the chest and they fall off, they go, ah! I said, you're scaring the shit out of the little kids upstairs. Okay. Papi, Mami, there's a ghost in the walls. What do you call a ghost in Espanol? Yo no sé. But yes, es diablo, el diablo, and está aquí. Like that one crazy lady on Howard Stern. you know. There's illegal immigrants in my walls. It's like, what? One time I threw up in the sink, and someone told me, you threw up on my head. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was the kids next door listening to her puke in the walls because the walls are paper thin, and they were saying you threw up on my head because they knew she was crazy. And besides, it wouldn't be, I don't know how to say threw up on a gringa. It'd be more like that if you threw up on an illegal alien in your walls. Okay, through your sink. And it's like, you do know if you threw up in the sink and someone said you threw up on my head, that wouldn't happen because the throw up goes down the sink and down the drain. So it was obviously two obnoxious stoner surfer kids from Cali going, that's funny. Yeah, that bitch is crazy, man. And because she was all upset because the state of Connecticut wouldn't allow her to adopt a dog. And she kept telling all these stories. And then after that was done, because what's his face? Howard Stern had her on there going, we're going to stand up for it so this lady can adopt a dog. And she kept talking, and he kept asking her questions. She kept talking, and they said, you know what? See why the people in Connecticut didn't give you the opportunity to adopt a dog. Lady, I wouldn't give you a library card. But most of you can read. She can read. She can read. How many people do you think understand what's being taught and said in the Bible? How many people do you think understand what's being taught and said in the Quran? How many people do you think can understand what's being taught at public and private schools? That money's real. We can write down on pieces of paper that we can use money to invent war machines to mass murder other people if they don't agree to our laws. We wrote on a piece of paper that we made up with our fucked up minds. You don't have to be a genius to understand what's going on in the Bible and the Quran. You just have to be humble and eternally wise, kind, and faithful. And not the man who shot Liberty Valance, right? When Liberty Valance came to town, the women folk would hide. They'd hide. I'm just kidding. I like Gene Pitney's one of my favorites, man. When Liberty Valance walked around, the men would step aside. 'Cause the point of a gun is the only law that Liberty understood. When it came to shooting straight and fast, he was mighty good. Out of the east, a man came a man with a law book in his hand. A man. They made up their own laws. You know that, right? Liberty Valance had run in, ran down to Cochise's country. He's like, man, if you got a chance to slap the leather, you know, if we think you're going to grab a gun and shoot us for no cause, what's that? There's an arrow in my neck. Please, Mr. Custer. You know, we ain't going to sit around and, you know, we ain't going to play fair. We're going to do whatever we need to do to find out if we can trust you or not. And if we can trust you, you can come and go and we'll be your friend. If we can't trust you, you ain't leaving. You dead. You may take 3 or 4 of us, but you gonna be dead, and you ain't never gonna shoot nobody and Agua Fria ever again. That's Texas Red. Oh, that's right. There's an Arizona Ranger, right? Big iron, big iron. When he tried to beat the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. I was connecting to El Paso. Yeah, I was getting grumpy, but then I just remember my Patrick and being a single dad, and me and him against the world, and he was frightened by the Velociraptor. You know, now he's, you know, I said one of the reasons why he's one of the fastest people that ever ran in the United States was because me and him had to walk everywhere, and he was little, and I would carry him, and he'd be like, you know, like. I'd be walking along taking big steps he was taking, but that never happened. George, Arizona sun wasn't blood red and going down. But she's halfway running to keep up my. But yeah, that was Patrick. He was like, you know, Delmo Dinkley on the what's new Scooby, not the what's Scooby pup named Scooby Doo. You know, with the little legs going 9 miles a minute. He keep up. Oh yeah, he keep up. He was a long, tall drink of water. So he was little, but he was, you know, still big. And it was cute, and he'd have to do that. And he said, you want me to take you for a walk, Dad? He told me that like 10 or 12 years ago. I was, nah, that's okay. I'm fine, son. Okay. I'll take you by the hand, and we'll go walking. No, I'm good. Smart ass. And the best was, when he was younger, yeah, he was huge. Some of the other kids used to make fun of him because they thought he was older, and they thought he was, you know, retarded and immature like they did with Natalie in Santa Fe. And he would sit there, and he goes, Dad, put me on your shoulders, right? And I had to watch him because, like, dude, I put you on my shoulders and you start swinging with those feet and your heel kicks me right in the nuts, man. Okay, the way he used to, when he was 3, how he'd get my attention. He'd walk up and he'd get his hand like this and he'd hit me right in the... I go, okay, hey, just, no, that's not necessary. What do you think, you're one of the Geralt's brothers and shit like that? You're gonna decrease my shooting percentage on my mid-range jumper exponentially? No, knock it off. Dad, if I wouldn't pay attention to him, he would just take his hand and go bonk. It's like, okay, that shit ain't funny. You know what? When I'm done cleaning this thing up, and I have a grandson, I'm gonna tell him, if your dad doesn't pay attention to you, get your hand like this and see right there where his zipper is at, just go boink like that. Yeah, see what happens. He won't hit you. He won't beat you. No, just turn around and say, Grandpa said, Grandpa said. I got your back, boy. Better watch your back, boy. I like George Howard too. So does Patrick's mom. Yeah. No, no. What was our favorite? I want you. I like No, no, and I want you for myself. Yeah, that was a good one. That. Well, what's his name? Speech from Arrested Development produced the Attitude Adjustment. I liked that album. I used to have it. I ain't never heard it. No, it took me a while to find any of these songs on. I haven't downloaded that. I ain't got no George Howard yet. No, but I think I did do No, no. I think I did. I'll have to check my MP3. You know how the MP3 is. NASA sucks. Yeah, I stand by that statement. There are people at NASA that don't suck. We'll find out. Together, sleigh bells ring. You know, it's but you know, we're working on it. I'm trying to fix it. And they bought some corn for popping, and it doesn't show signs of stopping. It's 90 degrees outside. In here, when it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below. Redheaded Lil, right? Okay. Don't be mad, and don't stay angry. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, okay? Be tolerable. Despise selfishness with all your being. Stand up for love and peace and kindness. And we'll get away from toddler escapes rollover crash after mom's police chase, okay? I hate that kind of shit. I performed everything necessary to be living post-apocalypse by January 22nd, 2013. And I have to see shit like that trending for advertising dollars. And that really pisses me off. And I don't care if John the Beast Mugabe was 67-0 with a fair record or whatever and stuff. I don't give a shit how much somebody is fair or unfair, you know, knocking out people for the mob to bring people in, a bunch of savages in that used to watch Christians be slaughtered in the Colosseum and their relatives those rotten apples don't fall far from that rotten fucking tree. How much do you hate Jesus? How much do you not care? How apathetic is your hate, and how hateful is your apathy? How apathetic is your hate, and how hateful is your apathy? Come on, be mindful. This is a wellness check. Neither a psychologist nor a psychiatrist be. But I can explain the brain better than the neuroscientist and surgeon. Right? I love you. All right, peace out.